Hey everyone, welcome back to the bench and welcome to this short video on flat nose pliers. Now you're probably wondering why I'm doing a video on flat nose pliers, because just a pair of pliers. Well, main reason is because I love them. I think they're great. They're my favourite pair of pliers in the box. I always reach them straight away. #1 pliers to use on everything I do. And so I thought I'd bring across to you why I really love them. Why it may be that you might find them better than your chain nose pliers for the first pliers you reach for. I also collect them. I've got lots of different sizes down here. That's the other reason why I like them, is because every single company makes them a different size, and including like BeadSmith have got a different size for each set they do. There is no standard size, and that's why I like collecting them, because they're a measurement in themselves. So when you're doing stuff, flat nose pliers, the width of them becomes a measurement, especially when making prongs, which I will give you a quick demonstration in a second on how to make a prong. But anyway, should we have a quick look at some flat nose pliers, and let me show you the difference between my collection of flat nose pliers. So let me show you my collection of flat nose pliers. Let's start with these. These are all made by BeadSmith. Every single one of them. They come from various different BeadSmith kits. You can tell by the handles. BeadSmith like to, colour code their kits. I remember this is a zebra kit that we used to sell in our shop about 10 years ago. So quite a common one. You might have seen them. But anyhow, you can see how they're all slightly different. Even this one's just a slight different size to this one, and this one's obviously drastically a different size to the others. So you can just tell by these, just by BeadSmith as well, that they're all different, and every kit is pretty well much different as well. There doesn't seem to be a standard size for the pair of flat nose pliers. So this is why I collect them. Even the cheap and nasty ones, when you come across, I will collect them as well. And I've seen other BeadSmiths as a different size as well. I've seen some wider ones, which I must get hold of as well, but wider than these ones as well. So yeah, as you can see, same company, 3 different sizes. So it's definitely worth collecting. Let's look at the Tronex here. So Tronex come in the same size, but what Tronex do offer is they offer a long nose and a short nose. Both come in handy for different situations. I predominantly use the short nose. These are my favourite pliers. As you can see, they have got a dirty handle compared to the other two. So you can see how much I use these a lot more. But the long nose will come in handy. There are situations where you need to grab a lot of wire, and you'll find a good reason for using. And again, let's go over to the BeadSmith ones here. You can see the tips are a completely different size from each other as well. So they become a measurement. They could be a prong measurement. They could be a space between a prong. They could be a zigzag measurement. They could be absolutely anything. In fact, I was just messing around earlier on. So a great example here. You can see how they're different measurements. Now I was just making this. I've seen someone online, a wire artist I really like. He was doing patterns. I just wanted to know how he did that, because I really like it. I'm not going to use it in my work, but I thought it was really cool. I've got to work on it anyway. But you can see what you're doing really with it. So let me just show you an example of how to make a prong in my style. So I'm just going to cut a piece of 20 gauge, bit of 8mm, and let's use my favourite and trusty Tronex pliers. So to make a prong, I'm going to grip the wire like so. I'm going to bend one over nice and tight so it hugs. There we go, you can just see that, so it can hugs the other side of the wire. Keeping my pliers where they are, get my finger down like that, and I'm going to bend one side up. Oh, sorry, I'm back on camera here. I'm going to bend one side up. See that there? Bend one side. I'm going to take my pliers out and I'm going to swap them over to the other side of the prong. You see how this now becomes a measurement, making sure I'm nice and tight into the groove there. And I'm going to push that wire down, like so. There you go, you can see the prong. Oops, daisy. You can see the prong there. And then this is where you would just get your pliers, close them up, like so. There you go. One prong with the same length. Now, this is if I was making a pendant, I would then possibly go over to, say, one of my other ones, the widest ones. See? And I would then use that as a possible spacing between the prongs, turning that side back up again. See? That goes back over to my Tronex, my trusty Tronex, bending the wire all the way over the top, like so. Sorry, it's a bit tricky to show you on this. I haven't got a pair of flat nose, short-handled Tronex, because it's easier to get them underneath. Like I said, placing that back on, and then turning that. They've got the same size. There we go. 2 prongs. You could even hammer them as well. So that's why I love flat nose pliers, because they become easy measurements to use instead of sometimes the ruler. Sometimes the ruler is tricky to do. You get the ruler out, you try and measure that gap and actually have the bend at exact point each time. Don't worry, you'll get close, but it might not be exactly right. So flat nose pliers come in handy as your measurement. So that's why I love them, and that's why I collect them. And this is all coming up in future projects. We will be doing prongs for our pendant settings as well. So I thought I just wanted to get out there that, you know, collect some flat nose pliers. Start looking at different sizes, different ones to collect, different sizes to make different size prongs and different spacings, because I want to bring this in to some of the teaching soon. And it'd be handy if you've got a few different flat nose pliers, because then you can, well, obviously you're going to have to make your own patterns up and your own sizes up, but at least you can then replicate something very similar to what I'm doing. So yeah, start collecting flat nose pliers. Flat nose pliers, that's why I love them. Aren't they awesome? Well, I think they're awesome anyway. I really do. And I love collecting them as well. I want more. I'm always looking out for more flat nose pliers. I must check out the BeadSmith website and see what they've got released recently, because like I say, they never make in the same size. They're always a different size, and that's why I collect them, because they're very important for me making prongs, especially once we get pendant making. For people who do follow me, you know that's what I predominantly make outside of the other stuff. It is just pendants, and they come so important at making those prong sizes and the measurements between prongs, and there's other things as well which I will be showing you when we get to those projects. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this video. I kind of wanted to show you why I love flat nose pliers the most, because we're not far off some projects where I'm going to start bringing them in, and of course I'm going to be using different size flat nose pliers. So I want to kind of get you into the idea of start collecting now, go buy some more. I know yours might not be the same size as mine, but then as long as you've got a few, you can adapt. You'll be able to adapt my work to your size pliers as well. Nice one, people. So yeah, thank you for letting me ramble on about flat nose pliers, and I really can't wait to see you lot in the next video. Nice one. Take care of yourselves, and we shall see you soon. Bye bye. To support this channel and help me keep making more videos, please come on over to join my Patreon, where you'll get early access to all my videos, free downloads of my books and tutorials, and entries into my giveaways and more.